Yeah. Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game.
I'm a headliner.
What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there today for some Week 18 rankings, right? Our top 20 quarterbacks on our top 40 running backs here for Week 18 fantasy football, which is already a nightmare. I mean, I equate sitting down and making rankings in Week 18 to like pissing into the wind. It's not productive, right? It's just not ideal. And it's no different here today. So we're going to go through these rankings, a quick run through. However, maybe you can see a big box over my shoulder. No tailgate show here this week because nobody's really watching videos, right? We're doing all these videos for minimal views as is, so we're going to kind of combine things here a little bit. Now, usually on the tailgate show, we open up some mystery boxes from Pristine Auction. Well, we're going to do that right now, but we don't have multiple boxes. We got one giant box. Now, it's pretty thin. That's what she said. But it's big. It's got the length, if you know what I mean. So we got a big box here to open, but here's what we're going to do before we do that. I need you to do me a favor, please. I'm asking nicely. The season is almost over. If you love giveaways, we're going to do them all off season. In fact, teaser alert, I've already talked to Pristine Auction. What they have coming for the playoffs and the Super Bowl, mind-blowing, right? You do not want to miss out on these giveaways. Do me a favor, though. Head over to pristineauction.com. Sign up for a free account. Sign up for a free account. You use the promo code Headliners. We're going to send you a $10 off coupon. So whenever you decide to make your first purchase, you get a few bucks off. That's what it's all about. Going over there and setting up that free account, though, that would greatly help us out. And we get more giveaways if you do so. But let's open this thing. I want to open it right now. I did not pre-cut anything. Those of you who watch the tailgate show know that sometimes I struggle with these boxes, so I do have scissors. Side note, always be careful when opening boxes from Pristine Auction because even though they're packaged really well, you never know what's on the other side. I don't even know how I'm gonna... We're in. All right. I gotta figure out how to get this so it's on camera. It's black. It's a big piece of black fabric. Oh yeah, now we're really in, and it's starting to move. Can I let the box go? Yes, I can. I know some of you enjoy watching these train wrecks every single week. Me trying to open up boxes. So we have something very large and framed. It'd be my new background. I mean, look at the size of this thing. What do you think it is? We're getting new stuff all the time. I mean, this is pretty cool. I gotta turn it this way though. I think we're upside down. Am I upside down? This thing is huge. Okay. I think it's best if I just get out of the way because I don't know if I can get both of us in here. So let's just do it this way. It is a full size, and you can see the reflection in my monitors. A full size Ryan Tannehill framed jersey. Got some photos down here, signature in the middle. Got little pictures up top. I mean, this is sweet right here. Oh. Pristine Auction, just continuing to hook it up non-stop. This is why you gotta set up a free account. Head over there right now, pristineauction.com. There's a link down below. Set up your free account because we're going to continue to get things like this, and you never know when something in my office is going to be given away. So sign up for that now. But let's go ahead and head over to our top 20 quarterbacks, getting off right here at number 1. which is going to be Patrick Mahomes. If you watch the start-sit videos, you know that we're trying to maximize the players that are playing in games that have something to play for, and that's kind of how these rankings were built, right? It's really the only way to kind of look at it logically here this week. Patrick Mahomes in a game that they want to win, need to win on Saturday to have a shot at that number one spot. He's number one. Number two, Justin Herbert, the Chargers, win and in. Love me some Herbert going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. Number three is Josh Allen. They can still win the division. I don't think they want to just hand it over to New England. It is not a must win because they're already locked into the playoffs, but still a good matchup for him going against the Jets. Got him at number three. Number four, Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the Carolina Panthers. Panthers kind of depleted on defense and really not playing for a whole lot this week anyway. Tom Brady may not have Antonio Brown. He may not have Chris Godwin. He may not have a 100% Mike Evans, but he still has other weapons in this offense to give him a safe floor. And we know from the sounds of it that Tampa Bay doesn't want to rest their starters. They need to try to get some momentum going into the playoffs. Got Brady at 4. 5, Matthew Stafford. They still want to take over and win the NFC West in a matchup here this week. Going up against the San Francisco 49ers could be fun to watch. I expect San Francisco to come out, balls out, and that may force Matthew Stafford to have to throw the ball a little bit more. That's why I got him right here at number 5. Number 6 then is going to be Taysom Hill, New Orleans Saints, in a game in which is a must-win for them as well. Up against the Atlanta Falcons, not a bad matchup here this week. Plus, we're seeing the rushing upside return for Taysom Hill, so he's at 6. 7, Kyler Murray. He's kind of on the fence right now. I'm kind of actually dropping him in my rankings because I don't expect Arizona to play him the entire game. But until I get more information, we know what that floor usually is for Kyler Murray. Got him sitting right here at number 7. Number 8, Derek Carr in that must-win game. Win and in for the Raiders. They're playing that last game of the week there against the Los Angeles Chargers. Could be a very fun and exciting game to watch. So Derek Carr is at 8. 9, I put Trey Lance and Jimmy G because honestly, right now, we don't know who's starting, but in a must-win game for the San Francisco 49ers, I actually like both these guys. Whoever starts for San Francisco, I'm going to have them right here in the 9 spot. Number 10, Russell Wilson, Seattle Seahawks, not really playing for anything here this week. A matchup going up against the Arizona Cardinals, who may be resting some of their players as well. Russell really got back on track with DK Metcalf last week. Going to put him right here at number 10. Which takes us to number 11, Kirk Cousins, Minnesota Vikings, and somewhat of a meaningless game here to end the season at home against the Chicago Bears. He's coming off the COVID list, and we know they want to end the season on a high note. Got Kirk Cousins at 11. 12 is Ryan Tannehill. Tennessee still trying to lock down that number 1 seed and get that extra bye week in the playoffs so they can get Derrick Henry back and healthy and ready to go to make a run. So Tanny's right here at number 12. 13, Carson Wentz, Indianapolis Colts, another team that has to win this week going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I expect Indianapolis to do anything possible to win this ball game. 14, going to be Mac Jones, New England Patriots, a matchup going up against the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots are playing pretty good. They want some momentum going into the playoffs. Mac Jones has arguably been the best rookie quarterback all season long. Things are lining up for the Patriots to make another run, and they still have something to play for in this matchup. Got Mac Jones at 14. 15, is this a shocker to some people? It's Davis Mills of the Houston Texans. But Jake, the Texans aren't playing for anything. You're dang right, but Davis Mills is going to start in a game going against the Tennessee Titans, and the Titans have to win, right? We know Houston can't run the ball successfully, consistently, all season long. They're going to throw the ball. I expect them to be trailing in this ball game, and it's a lot easier to throw on Tennessee than it is to run on Tennessee. So I got Davis Mills at 15. 16 is going to be Big Ben Roethlisberger, Pittsburgh Steelers. I actually had to drop him down a few spots with news coming out that Deontay Johnson is now on the COVID IR list and is expected to miss this ball game. That is going to hurt the potential ceiling of Big Ben Roethlisberger. He will lose his binky on offense, so I've dropped him down a few spots here against the Baltimore Ravens to number 16. But here's what we did with the rest of the rankings, 17 through 20. We got guys that I don't even know if they're going to play or not this weekend. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers have already locked up the number 1 spot. They don't benefit at all from this game. Why risk an injury to Aaron Rodgers? Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott playing each other this week. Both of them already locked into their playoff spots. Doesn't really benefit them to play either. We know Jalen Hurts is still dealing with some mild ankle soreness. Just rest the guy. Dak Prescott, what do they gain by throwing Dak Prescott out there? If anything were to happen to him, their Super Bowl playoff chances are out the window. Lamar Jackson at the time of this recording still not practicing. So a lot of question marks here with the bottom of the ranking. So I got a few extra guys just in case these guys don't go. Because let's be honest, if these guys are full-time starters here this week, they're top 12 options, and everybody knows that. That's not a huge shocker to anyone. But if you need somebody else as a quarterback too, further down the list, Jared Goff, I don't mind him out of Detroit this week. Detroit all of a sudden decided they want to play football second half of the season, and they're actually playing pretty well, and we know they're going to throw the ball a lot. Matt Ryan, don't love it, but the matchup isn't horrible for him. He absolutely torched the New Orleans Saints the last time they played each other. And then Tua of the Miami Dolphins. Now, he struggled the last couple of weeks, and it's not an ideal matchup for him going up against the New England Patriots. But if they struggle on the ground once again, they could turn to the passing game and maybe give you a safer floor here for Tua. But there's a lot to look at the quarterback position, and there's a lot of big names that we may be without this week, and that absolutely sucks. But such is week 18 in fantasy football. Just make sure you're paying close attention to these games heading into the weekend until we get more clarification on what's going to happen with some of these big names. But that was the top 20 quarterbacks plus a few extra. Now let's take a look at our top 40 running backs. And the same thing really goes for this list. I'm trying to maximize the guys that have something to play for at the top, and then we'll talk about some guys at the bottom that we don't even know if they're going to go much, if at all, this week. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4 really shouldn't be much of a surprise. There are the top 4 everywhere, maybe just in a slightly different order. Jonathan Taylor in a great matchup, Austin Eckler in a must-win game, Alvin Kamara in a must-win game, and Dalvin Cook is just a guy not in a must-win game, but somebody who go out there and easily get you 20-plus touches this week coming off of a bad week. Then we'll follow it up with David Montgomery of the Chicago Bears. He should still have that volume. No reason to really sit him here in this matchup. Josh Jacobs in a must-win game. He's been getting close to 25 touches a week the last few weeks. Najee Harris, he's in a must-win game. He won a lot of people their fantasy championships just last week with that late touchdown run. We know the volume will be there, and now with no Deontay Johnson, maybe he gets a little bit more work in the passing game. 8 is Nick Chubb. He was highly disappointing last week. Now they're saying he's dealing with some sort of a rib issue, but it may not keep him out of the game. Kind of hit and miss here. We know that neither quarterback on either side, Joe Burrow or Baker Mayfield, are going to play in this game, so we expect a little bit more usage out of the running back. So got Nick Chubb at 8. 9, Sony Michel. They're still talking about Cam Akers in LA, but I don't see him in a week 18 game. Would it surprise me if he plays in the playoffs, though? No, not at all. I just don't see it here in a somewhat meaningless game, being that they've already clinched a playoff spot. So Sony Michel getting the bulk of the carries right here at number 9. And then number 10, Darrell Williams. Looks like he's going to be the guy once again in Kansas City. Sure, we'll still see some Derek Gore. Kansas City in a must-win game, though, and we can really see that receiving upside out of the backfield for Darrell Williams in a game going up against the Denver Broncos, so he's going to be sitting right here at number 10. On to 11, then, it's going to be Rashad Penny. Dude's rushed for over 135 yards, and 3 out of the last 4 in Arizona could rest some starters, so I got him right here at 11. 12, Elijah Mitchell, San Francisco 49ers, the clear number 1 when healthy. Yes, he's missing practice right now, but I do expect him to be there this weekend. 13 is Chase Edmonds. We still don't know about James Conner. Chase Edmonds came out and didn't set the world on fire, but could see some extra volume this week. 14 is DeAndre Swift. Sure, in his first game back, he only got like 6 touches. Didn't really help anybody, but I expect him to maybe get a little bit more here this week, end the season strong. Why they're playing him, who knows, but they are, so I expect him to get a little bit more volume. He's at 14. 15 is Devin Singletary, Buffalo Bills, who's been running absolutely great. Dude is just scoring touchdowns here as of late, and we know Buffalo still wants to win this ball game, so he's going to be sitting at 15. 16 is Donta Foreman, Tennessee Titans. No, I don't expect King Henry back just yet. They want to get this bye week, though, and there's no reason why Donta Foreman can't run all over his former team, the Houston Texans, and carry them to that number 1 seed, so he's at 16. 17 then is going to be A.J. Dillon, Green Bay Packers. I expect him to lead this backfield in touches here once again this week, resting Aaron Jones somewhat for the playoffs. Now, A.J. Dillon may not be a guy that goes out there and gets 25 touches or so, but heck, he could get 18 and maybe a goal line carry or 2 and help your fantasy team this week. I got him at 17. On to 18 is going to be Ramondre Stevenson, New England Patriots, a matchup going up against the Miami Dolphins, so not a bad matchup. Plus, it doesn't sound like Damian Harris is going to go. His second hamstring injury now in a month, and they need him for the playoffs. Wouldn't be surprised if he rests, so we got Ramondre Stevenson at 18. 19 is Saquon Barkley, really coming off his best game of the season. Nothing to play for this week, not super high in the rankings due to the inconsistencies and risk, but got him at 19. 20 is Antonio Gibson, fresh off the COVID IR. How much work does he get in a meaningless game here this week going up against the New York Giants? Luckily, it's a pretty good matchup, so if he can get some volume, he should put up some points. 21 is going to be Javonte Williams, Denver Broncos, a bad week last week, and with Drew Lock under center, the running game has struggled in Denver. What do we have at quarterback this week for Denver? Kind of wait and see, right? Kind of waiting till this weekend, so I've kind of limited the expectations, dropped Javonte Williams down a few spots, got him at 21. 22, this is where I put Samaje Perine. We know that there is no Joe Mixon this week for the Cincinnati Bengals, so I expect a whole lot of Samaje Perine. It also could be going up against a Cleveland Browns team that has nothing to play for. They're somewhat demoralized, and they could rest some of their players as well. So Samaje Perine sitting right here at 22 and trending up. 23, Cordero Patterson. Why is this guy all of a sudden getting less volume than Mike Davis? He was arguably one of the best weapons in football the first half of the season, and now he's disappeared for like 2 or 3 weeks here straight. Makes no sense, and that's why I got him dropped down to 23 in a difficult matchup against New Orleans. 24, Devontae Freeman, Baltimore Ravens. Still don't really know for sure about Lamar Jackson, but we do know that Devontae Freeman is going to be the guy getting the goal line work and has that touchdown upside, so he's at 24. 25 is Melvin Gordon. Kind of talked about this matchup with Javonte Williams, limiting expectations, drop them down here to 25. 26 then is going to be Boston Scott, but there should be somewhat of an asterisk next to his name. He was on the COVID IR on Monday. He has time to come off. We haven't really heard for sure yet. If he plays, this is kind of where I got him at 26. 27, Le'Veon Bell, the highest he's been in the rankings for a while, and the reason being, he could be the starting guy in Tampa Bay who needs some weapons as of right now. There's just a whole lot of risk, and the volume may not be there. He may be somewhat touchdown dependent, but it wouldn't surprise me if they even put this guy out in the slot at times just to try to give more weapons to Tom Brady. So I got him at 27. 28 is Chuba Hubbard. It's totally touchdown dependent, hoping for 12 to 15 carries, but in a week like this, he could be a decent flex for you. 29 is Rex Burkhead. I don't love Rex Burkhead, but he should be somebody who sees the bulk of the touches in the backfield for the Houston Texans going against the Tennessee Titans. A very difficult matchup, and we need him to score as well. Got him at 29. 30 is Jamal Williams. If I expect more volume going the way of DeAndre Swift, that means less volume going the way of Jamal Williams, so he's at 30. 31 then, Dare Ogunbowale, I think is how you say it, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. A difficult matchup. Going up against the Indianapolis Colts, who are in a must-win situation. Sure, this game is at home in Jacksonville, but if this guy doesn't get a big play and a touchdown, he hurts your fantasy team. 32, I wanted to include Kenneth Gainwell because if for some reason Boston Scott does not go or is limited, I expect the bulk of the touches going the way of Kenneth Gainwell, leading them up into the playoffs so they know that they have a few healthy running backs good to go for that run there. 33 is Zach Moss. If Buffalo gets a bigger lead, they could rest Devin Singletary, giving more usage to Zach Moss, so he's at 33. 34, Devontae Booker, somebody who's still been involved, even though Saquon Barkley looked good last week. 35, I put Damian Harris, and this is kind of where we're going to get into that part of the rankings where we don't really know if these guys are going to play or not. So Damian Harris dealing with a hamstring injury. They've rested him in the past with the same similar type of injury. I kind of expect the same, and I don't want to say a meaningless Week 18 game because they're still playing for something, but they've locked up a playoff spot, and I don't think they want to lose Damian Harris for the duration of the playoffs, so I don't really expect him to play. 36 is Zeke Elliott. Why would they not rest him here this week in a meaningless game? They've already locked up their playoff spot. Same thing for Aaron Jones. Michael Carter, currently in concussion protocol. Don't know if he clears or not. If he does, I'm probably going to move him up into that 17 range. James Conner, we don't know if he's going to play or not. I mean, it would make a lot more sense for them to rest him and have him closer to 100% for the playoff run. If he does play, I'm going to put him right around 23, and I'm pretty much going to leave Chase Edmonds where he's at because I still think regardless he gets the bulk of the touches. And then 40, Tony Pollard, another guy dealing with a torn plantar fascia. It would be a lot better off for them just to rest him going into the playoffs, but if he does suit up, if he does play, I'm going to put him right around the 26th spot or so here this week. All right, but that's going to do it. We've opened up our mystery box from Pristine Auction. Make sure you head over there. It's a free account. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up. Just use that promo code Headliners. It really helps out our channel. Plus, it's going to get you that $10 off coupon for whenever you're ready to go buy something there for your own personal collection. Then we went through the top 20 quarterbacks, the top 40 running backs. We talked a few different scenarios, some potential injuries. I'm going to have the doc on Friday morning so he can discuss some of the injuries to help clarify a few of those for you as well. Plus, we're going to have a little bit of fun and do a championship version of Show Us Your Teams with the doc as well, looking at a few championship rosters, so that's going to be fun as well to kind of end out the regular season. But just a reminder, we aren't going anywhere. Videos will continue every week of the year on this channel. Will they be daily? Probably not, but we'll still be doing 2 or 3 shows a week all off season long to make sure you are fully prepared for the 2022 season. But we've had a lot of fun here. Hopefully these rankings are some help to you. If they are, hit the like button and leave that comment down below and let us know some of the success you've had here so far this season. Looking forward to seeing those comments, but hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, a great week, and we'll talk to you later.